Just as a quick disclaimer, I know you guys are going to be looking at the gameplay and you're going to be reading the title and think that I'm simply just trying to clickbait you. I'm not. All the mechanics that you're going to be seeing for this particular video is going to be usable in Diablo 2 Resurrected. As you can see behind me, it's not available on Mac. Unfortunately, they have not made it to where I can use it on my MacBook Pro, and trying to use it through something like Porting Kit, which is actually what I use for my Diablo 2 Plugy, and made it to where I can actually play it, unfortunately gives me this screen constantly just over and over and over again. And even trying to leave it out for a couple of hours unfortunately led to nothing, to where I just had to cancel it. So again, I'm working on that to be able to play this on my MacBook Pro, so that way you guys can actually see real Diablo 2 Resurrected graphics. But at the moment, unfortunately, that is just not gonna happen, but I'm gonna keep trying at it. So please don't go into this thinking I'm simply just trying to clickbait for views, because Diablo 2 Resurrected content is really popular at the moment, and rightfully so, because the game just came out and everyone is trying to get all the information that they can possible for it. All of the stuff that I'm going to be going over in this video is going to be usable going into Diablo 2 Resurrected, despite that I'm using it on LOD Plugy. So please just keep that in mind. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for checking out my channel and welcome to today's video. This was a requested video by somebody in Sweet Phil's Discord. His name is JimCarry88, and he wanted me to go through the idea of what the cubing process is for runes when it comes to going from L to Zod, and just knowing what you're actually going to need to cube up to the next rune. And this is going to be really helpful for a lot of you guys that are going to be doing a lot of Countess runs when it comes to finding the runes for normal difficulty to get the really helpful rune words such as stealth, leaf, or anything else that you're going to be trying to use to be able to get your gameplay through normal into nightmare. And for any of you guys that want to know some of the really good starter rune words, there's a video that I have where I list my top 5 low level rune words you are welcome to check out. Also, for people that are in endgame play that are going to be doing tons of LK runs, they need to know what runes that they are still hunting for to be able to cube up to the particular rune that they are really hunting for. For example, if they're still looking for a jaw, and they need to know what they actually are missing with the runes that they already have available, and also what gems to be able to try to find to be able to cube up to that jaw rune that they're still missing. Just like James is doing to be able to finally make his enigma. Good luck to you. Hopefully by the time this video comes out that you have actually already found it. Before we get into the video, let's do a comment shout out. And today's comment shout out is going to be V0R4XIZ from my Diablo clone and Uber Frenzy Bar build video, telling me to take my time finding that R key. I know, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I will never be able to live that down. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Not even death can save you from me.
Greetings, mortal. I knew you would find your way back here.
So as you guys can see, I have all the runes that I'm going to be needing to be able to cube up to the highest rune, which is going to be a Zod, starting with L. Now, looking behind me, I know you guys are going to be thinking, why do you have only 2 of certain particular runes that are going to need 3 to cube up versus other ones you only have 1 of? Because I do have 2 pages filled, so here's the first one, and here's the second one. First thing to understand, because the first one has all 3 that's going to be needed to cube up to the next one, that's where I'm going to get my third one for the next rune. And then that's going to turn into the third rune for the next rune to cube up, so on and so forth. It's going to make a lot of sense when it comes to showing it in the cube, but for here, I'm just showing that pretty much I'm going to start with all these runes that you see behind me, and at the end, I'm going to only end up with Zod. So, and again, this is simply just for demonstration purposes. This is not something as far as me having all of these on hand. This is, again, just demonstration purposes. I don't want people to think that duping is the way to go. It is not. Solo self-found, trying to find everything yourself is going to be the most fun and gratifying way to play this game. But just to be able to show you guys what it's going to take to cube up to the next rune, I'm making it to where I have all the runes available to be able to do that. With that said, let's go ahead and start. Starting with the first of 33 runes, we have 3 L runes cube up into an Eld rune. Then we have 3 Eld runes that cube up into a Tyr rune. 3 Tyr runes that cube up into a Neph rune. 3 Neph runes that cube up into an Eth rune. 3 Eth runes that cube up into an Ith rune. 3 ith runes that cube up into a tal rune, 3 tal runes that cube up into a ral rune, 3 ral runes that cube up into an ort rune, and 3 ort runes that cube up into a thul rune. It's important to remember at this point that all the runes that you were able to cube up did not need any gems to be able to go to the next rune. However, moving forward, there is going to be a gem that is needed to go to the next rune, and I will show that when it comes to what is added to the cube. But also another fact for people that are going through normal difficulty, when it comes to doing the Countess runs, you will be able to get everything from L to Ral, so almost everything up to this point you will actually be able to find from the Countess and be able to cube up from there once you actually do get the cube in Act 2. Now moving forward with all of the runes that will need a gem to be able to cube up to the next one, starting with 3 thul runes plus 1 chipped topaz makes an am rune, 3 am runes plus 1 chipped amethyst makes a soul rune, 3 soul runes plus 1 chipped sapphire makes a shale rune, 3 shale runes plus 1 chipped ruby makes a dull rune, 3 dull runes plus 1 chipped emerald makes a hell rune, 3 hell runes plus 1 chipped diamond makes an Io rune, 3 Io runes plus 1 flawed topaz makes a lum rune, 3 lum runes plus 1 flawed amethyst makes a ko rune, 3 ko runes plus 1 flawed sapphire makes a foul rune, 3 foul runes plus 1 flawed ruby makes a lem rune, 3 lem runes plus 1 flawed emerald makes a pull rune, 2 pull runes plus 1 flawed diamond makes an rune, 2 runes plus 1 topaz makes a mal rune, 2 mal runes plus 1 amethyst makes an ist rune, 2 ist runes plus 1 sapphire makes a gold rune, 2 gold runes plus 1 ruby makes a vex rune, 2 vex runes plus 1 emerald makes an ohm rune, 2 ohm runes plus 1 diamond makes a low rune, 2 low runes plus 1 flawless topaz makes a sur rune, 2 sur runes plus 1 flawless amethyst makes a bur rune, 2 bur runes plus 1 flawless sapphire makes a jaw rune, 2 jaw runes plus 1 flawless ruby makes a cham rune, 2 cham runes plus 1 flawless emerald makes a zod rune. And as a fun fact to add on to this, it would take 14,281,868,906,496 L runes to be able to cube up to a zod rune. I remember seeing somewhere in the forums that someone calculated if you were to do 1 cubing every 3 seconds, you still wouldn't be able to cube up from an L to a zod in your lifetime. However, when it comes to cubing runes, it is important to remember that for certain people, it's going to be very important to be able to cube up the runes that they already have to be able to make it to where they can get the runes that they need. For example, if you have a lot of mid-level runes and you want to be able to cube up to something closer to a high rune, it could be very effective in doing so when it comes to mixing what you get from the Countess and LK. Granted, there are some runes that people do not feel are necessary to cube up. For example, an ist rune is used for magic finding. People are going to be very reserved in wanting to cube up an ist rune to make a goal rune because it is something that is going to be more beneficial for the rune itself as an ist rune than it is to cube up towards a goal rune. Another rune that's actually going to be really valuable a lot more in your endgame play in hell difficulty is one of the lowest runes that you can find, which is a ral rune. This is used in your cube to be able to repair your armor, so that way you do not have to actually spend a lot of gold, especially if you make a lot of high-end rune words such as Chains of Honor, Enigma, Fortitude. Another one that's going to be really useful is going to be mal runes, because it's going to be something that you can cube up to an ist. So for example, those ones are going to be really beneficial because yes, they are much like every other rune on this list. They can be used for certain rune words, but they're more beneficial in keeping to be able to cube up to an ist rune. So the value of a mal rune is going to be in making it to where you can turn it into an ist rune. So them by themselves are not quite as valuable because you do not see people socketing them into items unless they are trying to make a rune word. However, they are more beneficial in being able to cube up to an ist rune. Certain runes are going to be beneficial in using by themselves, or to be able to make rune words, while others are going to be kept to be able to cube up to the next one. So for each person, it's going to be different in what you see as fit for keeping and what you see as fit for being able to cube up. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and were able to learn something from this. Again, it's not really rocket science. There's not a lot more to it. It's simply just learning how to be able to cube up and what it's going to actually take from the runes that you already have and the gems that you've already collected into making the next rune, so that way you can either continue to cube them up to the one that you need or to be able to use it as you see fit. Other than that, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you like this kind of content and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes out, because I'm trying to put out videos once a week for you guys, especially with Diablo 2 Resurrected out now, so that way you guys can learn more about the game to have a lot more fun. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by leaving a like, so that way it can help me with the YouTube algorithm to get this out to as many people as possible. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and take care.